Step back a little bit and see the perspective, the big picture. Can you feel the ongoingness of that which is you? Can you get a little whiff of the eternalness that is you, just a little bit? Can you feel the view of source looking upon you, not at you, not over you, looking with you? Can you feel the bigness of all of your moving parts? And can you feel the steady resonance of well-being that is at the basis of all of that? Can you feel the basis of love that we have all come from? And can you feel the steadiness of that never-ending stream? Can you feel the masses of those who are moving about in wellness, in consciousness, in communities, living in houses, eating food, in civilization, in what you don't even want to call civilization, but let's just feel the numbers, the sheer numbers in the billions of just the human species who is mostly living well-being. And now acknowledge that there are pieces of your day that don't go so well, but not mostly, and that there are some aspects of your community that are off kilter a little bit, but not mostly, and that there are pieces of the world that are not thriving, but not mostly, and just put it in perspective. And now step back even further and acknowledge the longevity that is you, the coming into a life experience and the coming to new awarenesses and new desires, and then another generation and another and another and another. And acknowledge the improvement in the thoughts that are turned to things that you can witness. Notice the improvement in this time-space reality and in the way the majority of you live. And just accept that well-being is not just a little more than the not well-being. It is so dominant, it is so pervasive, that it is borderline ridiculous for any of you to find some very small, minuscule aspect of something in comparison or in relationship and turn your attention to it. And notice that even though masses of you do that in an impersonal way through your media and through your televisions, that still you do not really disrupt things, because there are too many of you who are too connected with source energy, and source energy is too dominant, the well-being is dominant. And so feel how unsettling and unnecessary and how really ridiculous it is to scrutinize your planet and find things to focus on, even in your own house or even in your own family or even in your own world, that you are using as your temporary right now excuse to cut yourself off from the receptive mode, which is the only thing that you ever want anyway. Every single thing that you want, whether it's a material object or a state of being or a pile of money or an experience or a circumstance or an event or a relationship, every single thing you want is because you believe that you would feel better in having it. And what we want to say to you is you would feel better in having a relationship with your own inner being. You would feel better being in the receptive mode. Don't ask the conditions of the world to need to change in order for you to feel better. You've got to get out of that conditional mode, because you can't control the conditions. And what's really, really interesting about it is that most of the conditions are good anyway. It's trying to control the little piddly conditions that you can't control that's keeping you out of the receptive mode and then making you feel unsettled or making you feel paranoid or making you feel terrorized, you see. For no reason whatsoever, other than a lack of discipline in the way you focus, or maybe a lack of understanding that it's a vibrational world. But you're past that. You have no lack of understanding that this is a vibrational world. You know that, we know that, we know that you know that, and you know that we know that you know that. In other words, you know that this is a vibrational world, and you know that you have guidance within you, and you know when you're focused in a productive way, and you know when you're focused in an unproductive way. You know your guidance system is alive and well within you, you see. And so if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would never again give anyone else the permission or the leeway or the latitude to be the reason that we don't feel good about anything. We just keep acknowledging that I create my own reality, and I'm the attractor of my own reality, and I attract my reality by what I think about, and I could do a better job of thinking things that would serve me well, and then just set out to reach for thoughts that feel better and better and better and better and better. And when someone comes to you and says, ooh, what do you think about that happened there? If we were standing in your physical shoes, we would say, I want to be a world citizen, and I want to get everything in perspective. And so I'm in the process of taking it all in. In other words, don't counter them. Don't push against them. Don't try to convince them that you're not thinking about that. Don't try to make them wrong for thinking about that. We're not trying to make you wrong for thinking about that. We're just wanting you to understand that every single time you focus in opposition to what's in your vortex, you will terrorize yourself a little bit. And there are some subjects that are bigger than others, like staying in your physical body, or like the people that you care about staying in their physical bodies, which is sort of the subject that you sat down to talk most about. And we want you to understand that from your inner being's point of view, staying in your physical bodies is not of any value whatsoever, unless while you are in these physical bodies, you are tuned in to who you really are and what you're really wanting. This day is almost coming to a conclusion. And so we want to bring all of the things that we've been talking about here today into the best place for you to feel as we wind this down, because we have explored a lot of topics and we have discovered a lot of vibrations, and we have activated and deactivated a lot of things. And so let's just bring this day in readiness for the day that comes tomorrow to the perfect place of understanding. Let's reap the benefit of the contrast that we've experienced. Let's shine a light on the new things that have gone into the vortex, and let's leave ourselves in a place of receiving the benefit of this good work that we have done together today. So, do you accept that you are primarily a vibrational being? And do you accept that you are in this magnificent consciousness an extension of genius, brilliant, infinite intelligence, source energy? And do you understand that that source energy, that genius, brilliant, love, pure, positive energy, source energy, is expanding? Not static and finished, expanding, and that you are essential to that expansion. Do you feel the all in this togetherness that we are all about? Can you feel that from your place of absolute non-resistance, you decided to focus into this physical body? And can you feel the rightness, the goodness, the value of having done so? And can you feel that being in this body and sifting through things that are unpleasant, sifting through things that through wanted and unwanted, that you have at all levels of your being, even at cellular levels, that you have been evolving, and that you have been creating, and that you have been projecting an improvement, an evolved you, and that your inner being has been the first recipient of all of that, and that your inner being stands in appreciation and satisfaction at the expansion and evolution that we have all accomplished together. Can you feel that? So can you feel this vibrational becoming that is so real? And can you get a vibrational glimpse of it? Can you feel the joy of it? Can you feel the expansion of it? Can you feel the enthusiasm of it? Can you feel the satisfaction of it? The having done what I came for quality of it? Can you feel the pride that your inner being feels for self and for yourself and for whole self about all of that? Can you feel the perfection of what we're all creating together? And can you accept that even the terrorists in Paris are part of that appreciation, part of that value, part of that becoming, part of what was known, part of the goodness of this eternalness that we are all about? Can you go that far? And can you feel how in any moment in time that you can look so broad that you can make it not fun, or you can look so specific that you can make it not fun? Can you feel that you get to choose how big the subject is, how broad the subject is, how small the subject is, how narrow the subject is, that you get to choose where you focus in all of that, and that it doesn't matter where you choose? Can you feel that you can't get it wrong no matter where you focus? Can you feel that you could be writing a song or writing a book or riding your bicycle? Can you feel that you could be focused upon a mathematical equation, or you could be tutoring your child in spelling? Can you feel that you could be dancing, or you could be walking, or you could be eating, or you could be sleeping? Can you feel that there are endless options that you could be focused about, and that within each and every option, no matter what the subject is, that you have the choice of approaching that subject from the receiving mode or from the not receiving mode? Can you feel that you have the ability to include source in your awareness in every moment in time? Can you feel that whether you are including source in your awareness, you are in the awareness of source? Can you feel that even when you have pinched yourself off from realizing that source is right there with you, that source still is right there with you? And can you accept that the emotion that you feel is your indication of whether you are consciously allowing this relationship or not? Did that come into place for you in a pretty good way? In other words, source is always with you whether you know it or not. And well-being is always abundant whether you know it or not. You just have some options as you are moving through days and hours and minutes and seconds. You have the option of being aware of this receiving mode, and striving is not the perfect word, but focusing in the direction of it. You have constant choice. You are so free you can choose terrorism. You are so free you can choose to be terrified. You're so free you can choose to be joyful. You are so free that you can love, or you're so free that you can hate. You are so free. The options are unlimited to you. We're just saying that when you care about the way you feel, so you choose more of those options that feel good to you while you are choosing them, on small subjects and large subjects, that you will master your own vibrational being. You will master it. And as you do, your entire world will take on a different look to you. You'll put it in perspective. Nothing will terrorize you. You will feel only appreciation for the variety that surrounds you and the choices that others are making. And it is our promise to you that as you get hold of your ability to define and achieve the choices that you have discovered in your life experience, that the choices that others are making will become the irrelevant choices that others are making, that they have always been intended by you to be. You never planned to control them all. And as soon as you give that up and spend a little bit of time controlling what you can control, which is the way you feel, you are going to live happily ever after. We've enjoyed this interaction a lot, and we feel that it is the perfect basis for you coming into full alignment with who you are in the hours that follow. We are really looking forward to the discussion of tomorrow, because we know that you are now at a place that you have never been before. And what will happen as a result of this accomplishment of coming into alignment with who you really are, it is our expectation that tomorrow will be a joyful dance as those thoughts start turning to things. What comes next is never what we're wanting you to put your attention upon. How you feel now is. But we cannot help but feel the anticipation of the new now, 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 the new now that you will be living, you see. Life is supposed to feel good to you, not tomorrow, but right now. So now we want to ask you, do you feel more clarity than you have felt? Yes. Are you feeling more in tune with who you really are than maybe normal? Yes. Do you feel more anticipation of thoughts turning to things? Yes. Are you happy about the things that are in the process of becoming? Are you happy even though they haven't become? That's the best part of all of it.